Hi, I'm Drew Williams with the Berkeley Group, a consulting firm with local government experts dedicated to assisting localities. Welcome to our Change in Local Government series. This is the fourth of a 7-part series, and today we'll be talking about transportation efficiency. Road and streets are a major cost to localities. They take a lot of money and time to maintain and manage. Here in Virginia, the state has traditionally maintained the primary and secondary road network in counties and many towns. In the last few years, the state has relied more on localities to manage construction projects and even discussed transferring maintenance responsibilities to counties and towns. This term devolution, as it is known, will likely continue as federal and state funding decreases, yet transportation needs continue to increase. So, transportation funding has taken a hit in recent budget cycles, both in Washington and Richmond, and while there are still many grant programs available, most have increased the local match requirements in order to apply. Many also now require that projects are identified within comprehensive plans or capital improvement programs. Don't expect a single grant to cover the entire project cost. Reduced funding has resulted in increased competition and smaller grant pools. It might take a few grant cycles and numerous grant sources to fully fund a project. Funding entities are also now looking at how transportation projects are regional in nature and want to ensure that they include alternative transportation elements as part of the project. Demonstrating these types of nexuses is critical to successful grant applications. There are a number of grant applications that are available. Some of them are on a rolling application, some have fixed deadlines, and you can see from the graphic on the screen that they all mostly require a local match at this point in time. So there are some things that every locality should know when considering whether they want to deliver a transportation project. The first thing is, it's not rocket science, but it's definitely a cumbersome process that takes time and careful diligence. Particularly when involving state or federal funding, there are items that every locality needs some expertise in managing. These items include performing an environmental review and getting VDOT approval and any permits prior to doing construction. If right-of-way acquisition is needed for the project, being familiar with VDOT's process, and if there's federal money on it, the Uniform Act is very, very important. Understanding if project design must meet VDOT standards on VDOT-owned facilities, or if they're local facilities, there are other standards that must be met aside from VDOT's. When you get to the construction phase, you need to meet all federal guidelines if there's federal money on your project, such as checking payroll for federal wage rate requirements, materials testing, and any other items in the Code of Federal Regulations. One of the biggest things to understand is that not every engineering firm is a good project management firm. They may be very well at what they do in terms of engineering, but they may not necessarily be familiar with the VDOT process for delivering transportation projects. And finally, does your locality have the in-house resources to effectively manage this type of program? So, leaving you with just a few thoughts about transportation projects. Managing transportation projects takes significant capital and time investment. It takes a lot of time. Set realistic timeframes for project development and completion. Be prepared to cost share or meet match requirements for any and all grants with local funds. Work on building community support for your projects early in the project process. And finally, know your staff's strengths and know when you need to ask for outside help. I hope that this series has been helpful for you, and we would like to know how we can help you navigate these changing times. If you have any questions or would like additional information, feel free to call myself or Darren at 540-560-2202. And please visit us online at www.theberkeleygroupllc.com. Have a great day.